Good morning, television family. We have gathered once again in front of the warmth of our high-definition televisions to enjoy another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Thursday, 22nd day of August, 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. Day one of the NCW Fair up in Waterville. Take some time, cruise up to see our friends in Waterville, enjoy the fair, the carnival, the livestock, the entertainment. Clint Black is the headliner this year. Again, the NCW Fair in Waterville. We're in fair season. The Grant County Fair was last weekend. The NCW Fair in Waterville is this week. Wraps up on Sunday, and then nothing really on Labor Day weekend, and the weekend after Labor Day. The Chelan County Fair in Kashmir. It is fair time. I hope you fare at the fair. It is 61 degrees. The sun's going to be taking the rest of the week off. We won't see the sunshine really again, at least during the daylight hours. And if we see the sunshine at night, something is seriously wrong. But we're going to see cloudy skies right now all the way through till Sunday, till Saturday night into Sunday. Clouds will be prevalent, and we have a better chance of rain now than when we visited at this time yesterday, especially on Friday night. We now have a 70% chance of rain. Bring it on. Forecast details coming up. News, yes. Sports, the Mariners' 9-game road trip did not go very well. They played 9 games. They won 1 of them, and they were lucky to do that. Dodgers swept the Mariners. We'll have highlights of that, but the Mariners ship is sinking fast. It's Thursday. Pause for pets. Blizzard. The dog needs a home, and it's back to school. Earlier in the week, we talked to Corey Callahar, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. Now it's Dr. Becky Berg's turn from the Eastmont School District. She'll preview what the kids on the east side of the river have in store as they head back to school. Same day as Wenatchee. Their school calendars line up this year. For the 2 big school districts, Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. They both begin school on Wednesday the 28th. They both have the same kind of vacations, that kind of deal. That's always good news. Dr. Berg will be my guest in the back half of the program. Busy day, let's go. Again, lots of clouds, and the clouds are going to be hanging around. We only got to 78 yesterday. Our normal high is 85. And we're going to be a little bit warmer today. We're going to have some air seep in from the southwest, some warmer air. We're going to bump up back into the 80s today. And then we start talking about rain tonight and all the way through on Saturday night. And again, clouds will be prevalent throughout our forecast period. And that's a perfect example right now. What you see is what we're going to have until we get to the end of the weekend. Let's head on up to Billy Goat. They have clouds up there as well. This is the Billy Goat camera looking basically southeast, I guess is the best way to put it. So you can't see Bridgeport or Brewster. Well, you can't see Bridgeport anyway. It's hidden by the ridge, but it's kind of pointed out towards the Gamble Sands golf course area. That's the Columbia River down there. That's the Billy Goat camera that we're so familiar with. And again, high clouds prevalent to the north of us. Lake Wenatchee is dealing with some cloud cover this morning. There you go. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. I have not played Kaler Glen this year. I like Kaler Glen. It's a fun golf course. I've lost many a golf ball at Kaler Glen. They're now at the property of the United States Forest Service. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. And hello to our monitor camera pointed right up the valley towards Dryden and Peshastin. Look at all the orchards doing their job. It's now, of course, well into peaches season. I'm still eating as many pluots as I can get my hands on because they don't last very long and they don't have a very shelf life, but I just love my pluots. Good morning to Dryden. Good morning to Peshastin. This is our monitor camera pointed towards Kashmir, and you can pretty much see all the way up until the foothills of the Cascades. Interesting slide from the National Weather Service we wanted to show you. Check this out. This is the probability of at least half an inch of rain or more starting tomorrow morning and going all the way through Sunday. Take a look at where you live. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, about a 19% of at least half an inch of rain. Again, the higher up in elevation you go, the better chances you go. It's going to be a cool weekend. If you're going to camp up in the Cascades, up in the mountains, you're going to want to have a sweatshirt. It's going to be rather chilly in the upper elevations. So this is all the weekend combined, not just one time period. This is all the way through from Friday morning until Sunday morning. Our chance of at least a half an inch of rain is at 19% here in the Wenatchee Valley. Chelan's got about a 30% chance, and they could use it. That would certainly help with the Pioneer Fire. From the National Weather Service, here we go. We're going to warm back up again today. We'll be in the mid-80s after only 78 yesterday because we do have some warm air seeping in, but it's going to be cloudy. Not a real chance of rain today for the Wenatchee Valley, maybe a stray sprinkle or two. And that chance of rain will hover right around 20% tonight. It's going to be a little breezy tonight as the gradients are going to tighten up a little bit. Under partly cloudy skies, we'll get down to 63. Keeping a close eye on Friday. 40% chance of rain on Friday. Most of it will be in the afternoon. Certainly clouds. We cool back down again. A little windy at times on Friday, but our best chance of showers Friday night is now a 70% chance of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. It's a possibility. So Friday night's going to be cloudy. It's going to be a little on the rainy side and a little on the breezy side. Bring on the rain. We need it. Saturday, lots of clouds. Look at that, only 69. Our forecast high on Saturday, they backed off the high temperature of that. Saturday is the last day of this big trough of low pressure, and we will take the rain Saturday with a 50% chance there. Chance of rain goes down to 30% Saturday night. We transition back to where we should be for August with 77 on Sunday, and right back up into the 80s with quite a bit of sunshine as we get back to Monday and we start thinking about wrapping up August and heading into Labor Day weekend. All right, that's your forecast. When we come back, we'll have the news. You're watching the Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Public notice. Never before RV public auction. 5 days only. August 22nd to the 26th. Come down and place your bid with no bid refused. There's hundreds of new and used RVs to be auctioned like Flagstaff, Starcraft, Forest River, Jayco, and Salem. Amazing financing. 0 down and no payments until 2025. There's food and refreshments. And you could be an instant winner of a 2024 trailer or $30,000 in cash. So don't miss the one-time only bid and buy auction sale. 5 days only. August 22nd through the 26th.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Springwater Insurance Group is an independent insurance agency focusing on teaching those of you on Medicare or soon to be joining Medicare plans. Now, we don't work for any insurance companies, we work for you. It's nice that insurance plans you eventually join pay us for teaching you your plan choices. That means our services are free to you. We have 5 offices throughout North Central Washington providing customer service Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
Lots of cloud cover, 61 degrees, lots of clouds all day today. Warmer, we'll be in the 80s today. Then we start talking about rain. Friday night, right on into Saturday. Temperatures will cool down, clouds will be hanging around, but we'll expect sunshine on Sunday. It's 9 minutes after the hour. An exchange of gunfire earlier this month outside Bridgeport has led to 2 arrests. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say numerous shots were fired back on August 11th. It was all part of a gang-related confrontation near Richards Avenue and Highway 173. That's on the Bridgeport Bar, about 5 miles outside of Bridgeport. After the investigation, police served 2 search warrants on Tuesday at 2 different locations, and they arrested 2 men in the process. 28-year-old Rosendo Saucedo Jr. of Bridgeport. He faces possible charges of drive-by shooting, first-degree assault, and unlawful firearm possession. Another suspect, Ruben Garcia Ramirez, is wanted on a warrant for similar charges. A 3rd man was arrested for alleged obstruction. Deputies say the searches also recovered ammunition and stolen firearms. A man convicted of child rape in Douglas County was sentenced Tuesday to 26 years to life in prison, and he still faces trial on similar charges in Chelan County. 42-year-old Michael Joshua Bergerin was convicted by a jury back in May on 4 felony counts, including 1st and 2nd degree child rape. The jury found Bergerin used a position of trust to facilitate his crimes against a child, beginning when the victim was 6 years old. Judge Brian Huber imposed the sentence, which will keep Berggren in prison, I should say, beyond his 26-year term if a review board determines he's still a threat to the public. He's accused of also sexually abusing the victim in Chelan County. He remains held in the Chelan County Jail until he's brought to trial there. No date for that trial has yet been set. Results from this month's primary election are now certified, and one narrow legislative race has been decided. Sue Ing Moody will face off in November against Andrew Engel to represent the 7th Congressional District in Olympia. Ing Moody, the Republican former mayor of Twisp, was in a tight race with Tonasket City Council member Tegan Levine, coming down to exactly a 0.5% advantage. That margin is just outside the range that would trigger an automatic recount. The 7th District includes Ferry, Stevens, Pend Oreille, and Okanagan counties. It was recently redrawn to include all of Douglas County, as well as a portion of the city of Wenatchee. If you plan on traveling over Highway 20, the North Cascades Highway, that's still a no-go. A rare summertime closure has closed the North Cascades Highway, has been since August 11th. They had a big mudslide brought on by heavy rainfall. The Washington State Department of Transportation says it's slowly removing an estimated 7,000 tons of mud. It's piled nearly 10 feet deep in places. The DOT says earth movers are also having to wrestle with large boulders as they chip away at the gunk. The closure is likely to persist for at least a couple more days. Crews have requested even more equipment to deal with the mud removal. For now, if you want to cross the state, you're going to have to use I-90 or Highway 2 because the North Cascades is a no-go. Speaking of heading up north, Okanagan County Transit Service, Transgo, is going to be making connections now to Chelan with Link, and that means you can make it all the way from Okanagan County to Wenatchee on public transportation. Beginning on September 3rd, Transgo will operate 3 trips Monday through Saturday from Okanagan to Chelan, with trips that will connect to Wenatchee in the morning and depart Wenatchee back to Okanagan in the afternoon. Weekday passengers on southbound Transgo arrivals from Okanagan can connect to Link Transit 21 and would arrive in Wenatchee about an hour later. Also on the weekdays, passengers can depart from the Columbia station and connect to northbound Transgo departures in Chelan to get up to Okanagan. For more information on the new connections and Saturday trips, you can visit the Link Transit or Okanagan Transit websites. And Aztec Burgers and More is celebrating its first year in business. They're going to have a get-together for the community. It's going to happen tomorrow. Our very own Casey Safford caught up with owner Francisco Rubio and co-founder Edwin Fonseca to hear about their celebration plans and their thoughts after 1 year in business.
You know, my parents and I own La Tortuga Loca, which is where we started in this exact building here about 15 years ago. And, you know, we just moved recently down the road, and we were really attached to this building here. So we weren't ready to just let it go that fast. So after moving, you know, we kind of worked, you know, some stuff out with our landlords, and they were extend our lease and stuff. And we said, hey, we got to come up with something so we don't just leave our home. You know, this is our home. And, you know, my dad and I would just start thinking of ideas. We did some research, and we just kind of, you know, we're like, we need like a Mexican burger place, right? And that's how it came about. You know, we just kind of brainstormed some ideas, and we began, and we said, hey, Aztec Burgers, you know, we'll have Mexican burgers, and we'll start doing that. So that's, you know, that's kind of how it all kind of started brewing. And then we got it open, and obviously, you know, us having other location, 2 locations, it was just kind of getting hard to keep up. So that's when Francisco, you know, he was always, you know, he's young, he's very ambitious, and, you know, he was kind of behind our ear all the time saying, hey man, like, you know, I've been working in, you know, in the restaurant industry for quite some time, and I want to kind of branch out on my own, do my own thing. And he really bought into the idea. He liked the vision. He liked the concept. And, you know, he was able to come in, and, you know, now he owns and operates the business, you know. You know, we kind of help each other out. Yeah. You know, we we work together on certain things. But that's kind of how it, you know, it kind of led to that.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
So looking back on this first year of business, do you think that it's gone smoother than you expected, or has there been some difficulties that popped up that you kind of had to deal with?
I think it wasn't too bad. I think it could be more difficult for me, but it's easy to me because I don't have a family, I don't have sons or anything. So it's just me by myself, and I'm just the only hard thing in the first year was like actually put into my head that this is my future, you know.
Mm-hmm. Has your menu expanded since you first opened? What things have you added that are new since you first opened your doors?
Okay, I added just like traditional things because he made the burgers, you know, it's the different thing. So the people was still asking for tacos, burritos, Mexican things, you know. And I added tacos, burritos, pozole, menudo, carne asada, pollo asado, birria. A little bit ago, I made a birria burger, and has been so popular right now. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, the birria burger.
Birria burger, yeah.
So then, how are you planning on celebrating your first anniversary with the community?
We're doing an event. You know, well, he's kind of putting an event together on Friday 23rd, and you know, there's going to be food, live music, prizes. There's going to be vendors. And then there's going to be, I think, some shows, the live shows that are going to go on. So it's from 6 to 10. The parking lot's going to be closed. People are going to, be able to park up the street. But that's kind of how they're going to. There's going to be food specials going on that day. Yeah. So we kind of encourage everybody to come by and celebrate.
There's going to be a beer garden outside.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a beer garden. Yeah. So there'll be a beer garden out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. All right, my last question is, what would you like to say to all the customers that have supported you this first year?
Whew. I'm so thankful because they've been supporting a dream. Yeah, just like that. I'm so thankful for everything. Yeah.
I had a burger there about a month ago, and it was pretty damn good. And that is the news on this Thursday morning. We'll be getting together again to do the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. Jefferson Robbins will be in the anchor chair. Grant Olson is taking the rest of the week off, so Jefferson will be giving you the news. And if you don't watch the news on television, we got you covered there. That's okay. Our news will be up and running on our YouTube page, our homepage, our Facebook page. Yeah, can't miss it. If you don't have our app yet, there it is. You can download it. There's a QR code. If there's something out there you think is newsworthy, let us know. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Highlights of the Mariners. That's a contradiction in terms. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Sports at 20 minutes after the hour. Max Muncy was the hero last night. A 3-run double. It highlighted a 5-run fifth inning, and the Dodgers beat the Mariners to complete the 3-game sweep. The reeling Mariners have lost 3 in a row, 8 of 9. In fact, they went 1-8 on their road trip to Detroit, Pittsburgh, and L.A.
Here's Dom Canzone with runners on the corners. He goes after the first pitch. Kiermaier cutting across to his right. He is able to make the catch. Arozarena can waltz home. Dom Canzone being very aggressive, and he sends a sac fly out to center field. The Mariners around the board. It's 1-0 in the second inning.
2-2. Hit it. Randy shoots a look out at Jack Flaherty, who says head on down to first. Of course, I'm not going to intentionally hit you with 2 strikes out.
Not only 2 strikes, but a slight, a breaking pitch.
Right.
I'm going to hit you. I'm going to come at you with my fastball. I mean,
they just exchanged a thumbs up. I think all is well. He said, "Come on, guy." Bottom 3, they trail 1-0. Logan Gilbert's first pitch to Mookie Betts is ripped down the line, and he's come through again with a screamer to the corner. Kiermaier's in to score. Ohtani's headed for the plate. He'll score without a throw. A 2-out burst and a 2-1 lead.
Mookie Betts not wasting any time, especially the way Gilbert has been pitching, the way he's kept the hitters off balance, mixing up all his pitches. Why would you wait?
Second and third, 2 away. 1-2 to Arozarena. Off the end of the bat to right, and Jack Flaherty's going to get out of this. Betts waits out it to come down. Middle 3, it stays 1-0. Well, you might have caught the very beginning of it as we went to break right there, but a little extracurricular. Remember, last time that Arozarena was up, Jack Flaherty hit him, and Arozarena didn't like that. They exchanged words. Jack had a word for him here as this ball's fly to right field. The guys came together. Jack had a few more words for him. The third base coach, Manny Acta, had his say in the matter. And then Dave Roberts came out, and the benches slowly started to trickle empty, but cooler heads prevailed.
Yeah, it looked like Arozarena, they ain't talking, but when Arozarena hit that fly ball, right when he hit that fly ball, I don't know if Jack said something, but he definitely looked at Arozarena once he hit that fly ball, and Arozarena noticed that, or he either heard something, but he turned right at him, and he didn't even worry about going to first base. He was just like, wait a minute, you have something to say.
Tagged out to center. Raley showing his numbers, racing back at the wall, and Luke Raley makes the catch and leaves a dent. He is slow to get up. Teoscar Hernandez scores on a sacrifice fly. A tremendous effort and catch by Luke Raley, who turned himself into a battering ram out there in center.
Great effort all the way, full speed. He hit that wall hard right there. Yeah, that one's going to hurt.
And now his 1-1 pitch. Freeman lines it down to right center field, and it's 4-1. Freeman hustles out of the box, heads for second. Raley's throws not in time, and an RBI double for Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, his timing, he stays, recognizes the breaking ball. The breaking ball ends up staying up for him. Head down, great swing. He was thinking double right out of the batter's box, hustling and getting there.
To the hole, it's short, and it squeaks by Rivas. A 9-pitch at bat. Hernandez puts it in play and drives in Freddie Freeman. 5-1.
Another 2.
Yeah, and he's up there with the bases loaded here. Pulls the first pitch that he sees from Trent Thornton into the right field corner. Hernandez in to score. Lux is in. Smith giving the wave. Relay to the plate is late. Max Muncy's second double of the game has unloaded the bases and broken the game loose at 8-1.
Dodger lineup is relentless. 5 straight batters getting on base with 2 outs. Bases loaded. Max Muncy comes through once again.
1-0 pitch. Big swing on, line drive. Oh, nice play by Leo Rivas on the backhand, sliding towards third. Throws over in time for the out. That's a lovely play by Leo. Got service. Anytime you talk about Leo Rivas, he remembers a 15-year-old. They may not, you look at him, he's not that big a guy, doesn't have a lot of pop, but he is a baseball player. He can make some plays as an infielder, and that's just a lovely play. Route number 2.
A ride out to center field, and this is gone. What a tee shot off the bat of Mitch Haniger. A pinch hit home run. Kiermaier gave up on that early.
It looks like he's going to get a fastball out over the plate. Yeah, that's right on the barrel. 422 feet.
I don't know if Mitch can hit a ball much harder than that. Wow.
If there's any team that needs the day off, it's the Mariners, and they are off today. They return home to play the Giants tomorrow. Louis Castillo will start for Seattle. The American League West scoreboard from Les Schwab, the only team in our division to win yesterday were the Rangers. They beat the Pirates 1-0. Back on June 18th, the Mariners had a 10-game lead in the division. They were 13 games over 500. This morning, they are back to 500 and 5 games behind the Astros in the division. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Or in the case of the Mariners, not very well. It's 26 minutes after the hour. Happy National Tooth Fairy Day today. Yeah, the Tooth Fairy was invented in 1927 by Esther Arnold. She wrote an 8-page playlet for children. It was a 3-act playlet, and it introduced the Tooth Fairy to parents. And from that point forward, the Tooth Fairy comes out of the cloak of darkness, steals away the discarded teeth of the kids, and leaves money behind. According to the Dental Care Alliance, the U.S. average for a tooth, the tooth now is going for $4.57. That's the average price for a tooth. Hawaii, you get the most money. If you're a kid in Hawaii, if you lose a tooth, on average, you're going to get $8.39. The cheapest is Iowa, $2.30. Washington's not much better. The average price for a tooth from the Tooth Fairy in our state is $2.69. Happy National Tooth Fairy Day today. We actually do it twice a year because you're supposed to get your teeth cleaned twice a year. Friendly reminder there. Today in history, it took 4 years, but they made it all the way around the globe. The HMS Resolution finally returns to England after 4 years at sea, going all the way around the world. James Cook was in charge. Of course, he didn't make it home. He was killed by the natives in Hawaii during the voyage. The second guy in charge, Charlie Clerk, he died too. He died of TB. The last leg of the voyage was under the command of John Gore and James King. When they arrived back in England after being at sea for 4 years, they didn't, nothing. It was like, oh, well, how you doing? That was it. A remarkable feat. Nobody seemed to care about it. That was 244 years ago today. Happy 160th birthday to a bunch of old white guys sitting around signing papers. August 22nd, 1864, the first Geneva Convention is signed. So if you were a victim of an armed conflict, these are the rules that all the countries have agreed to abide by. It's the International Committee of the Red Cross which actually enforces the articles of the Geneva Convention. This was in 1864, so the United States didn't sign it. We had other things going on. We didn't sign the Geneva Convention until 1882. 3 remarkable baseball games of note. August 22nd, 1915, 109 years ago, for the first and only time in Major League history, it never happened before, it's never happened since, a team scores a run without an official at bat. Now remember, if you walk or you hit a sacrifice, it's not an official at bat. In the second inning, Chick Gandil walked, Marito Acosta walked, Rip Williams sacrificed bunts. George McBride hits a sacrifice fly. That scored Gandil. That's 2 outs. But then Acosta got caught off second base and got thrown out. So the inning was over. The Giants score a run with no official at bat. It had never happened before, and it's never happened since. I was going to show you the footage of Nolan Ryan's 5,000 strikeout. I don't have time, but I will mention this. This is pretty remarkable. At the old Arlington Stadium down there on August 22nd, 1989, Nolan Ryan strikes out Ricky Henderson, becomes the first Major League Baseball player to record 5,000 strikeouts. He is the only Major League Baseball player to record 5,000 strikeouts. We don't have time for the footage, but I do want to mention this. After the 5,000th strikeout and the crowd roared and they stopped the game and he tipped the cap, his catcher, Chad Kruger, walked out with the baseball to give it to Nolan Ryan as a momentum, and Nolan Ryan told Chad, you keep it. You keep it. You can have the baseball. I mean, Chad Kruger could have sold the baseball and retired, but Nolan Ryan, this kind of guy Nolan Ryan was, he told his catcher, nah, you can have the souvenir, even though it was his 5,000th strikeout. And speaking of the Rangers, August 22nd, 2007, 17 years ago today, the Rangers beat the Orioles in Baltimore 30-3. It's the most runs scored by a team in modern Major League Baseball history. Every player on the Rangers got at least one hit and scored at least one run. The Rangers sent 14 players to the plate in the 6th inning, 13 in the 8th inning, and 10 in the 9th, the final. 30-3. That is something indeed. Birthdays. Speaking of birthdays, Baseball Hall of Famer Carl Yastrzemski, Yaz, is 85 years old. He won the 1967 Triple Crown. He played 3,308 games with the Boston Red Sox, which is the record for the most games played for one team. Yaz is 85, and his grandson is a major leaguer and a good one. Three of my all-time favorite television shows are The Rockford Files, Northern Exposure, and The Sopranos. And David Chase was heavily involved in all three of those programs. He wrote and produced The Rockford Files, wrote and produced Northern Exposure, wrote, directed, produced, and created The Sopranos. David Chase is 79. Ty Burrell from Modern Family is 57 years old today. He got 2 Emmys for playing his role in Modern Family. And happy 51st birthday to Kirsten Wiig from Saturday Night Live and other adventures. She is 51 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are good. They know what they're doing. Blizzard the dog needs a home. We'll get to that in just a little bit. The United States of America ate $20 billion in frozen pizzas last year. Mike McNaughty was not one of them. And Dr. Becky Berg will be joining me as well. She's the, of course, superintendent of the Eastmont School District. Back to school for everybody. Blizzard the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Coralie with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and this is my horse, Blizzard. Blizzard is actually a really interesting mix of dog. He is a quarter wolf, and Cane Corso is in there, and we also have a Dutch White Shepherd. And the reason we know this specifically is because we had him and his siblings as puppies. Yeah, we did. You guys were really cute. Because that we knew that there was some wolf in there, we had to do genetic testing because in Washington State, it's not legal to have a high percentage of wolf in your dog. So we had to make sure that he was legal and safe for people to have around. And he is. He's only a quarter wolf. Yet looks like a giant golden lab. He is, I think last we checked, 105 pounds. And he's a gentle giant. We got him back as a stray. He and his sister Ivy were adopted as puppies from us. And unfortunately, were found roaming. Also, we don't recommend cats just because, you know, there is some wolf in there, and so there's probably some prey drive. We haven't seen it here, but again, we never test with our cats. So, but just putting that out there, that's our recommendation. He does really great with our other dogs here. He's a gentle giant. Blizzard is a very polite boy. He's snuggly. He doesn't jump, thank goodness, because he'd be taller than I am. And he's really good at commands. He knows sit and he knows lay down. Very key for a dog this size. And he gets really good eye contact and he loves treats. Really trainable. And he's only 1.5 years, so yeah, he can learn so much more too. He loves walks. He loves just hanging out. And he's pretty quiet too. If you'd like to come and meet Blizzard, we are open Thursday through Tuesday 11 till 6, and we would love to introduce you.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
Hey, this is Mike Maddox. Everybody is entitled to my opinion now. I recently saw an ad for a frozen pizza company claiming their product was New York style. No, there's no such thing as frozen New York style pizza or any kind of frozen pizza for that matter. Look, you can freeze shrimp and it's still shrimp. When it thaws, it's still shrimp, as are green beans, tater tots, or a chicken pot pie. But freezing pizza and then adding insult to injury and calling it New York style, oh gosh, may God forgive them for their blasphemy. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
What once was old now is new to the NCW Life channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
Welcome back to the program. It's also welcome back to school for all of our area school districts and schools, period. Back to school for everybody, and for the first time in a while, it worked out pretty good. It's an early Labor Day this year. Both the Wenatchee School District calendars and the Eastmont School District calendars kind of fall into place, which is kind of sugar on the ice cream. Dr. Becky Berg is the superintendent of the Eastmont School District, and she is my guest today. Thank you. It's late August. This is about as busy as you get this time of the year, but thank you for carving out some time to visit with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. We're good to go. I know you're excited. Students are excited. Teachers are excited. Back to school is an exciting time of the year for everybody, and that includes your office and your administrators and the group that you work with. This is just like the first. It's exciting for you folks as it is for everybody else who's involved in this system.
Absolutely. I've been in this business about 40 years, almost 40 years, and I still get butterflies in my stomach this time of year. And the teachers come back and we're doing professional development together and learning, and it's just a buzz of excitement. So
how are the teachers doing? How's morale among the staff as they head into the year?
Oh, it probably depends on the person, but we're all excited for the kids to come back. That's the lifeblood of what we do, and build those relationships with the little ones and the big ones and the ones that need you most. So we're excited for that.
It's early in the year. You won't know. You'll do a number of head counts, but you'll have a general idea about enrollment for the entire school district. Enrollment is gradually decreasing, not a dramatic drop off, but gradual. You know the birth rates, you know your incoming kindergarten class, you have a general idea with how many of those kids who go into the system now will be exiting the system in 13 years. Where are we enrollment-wise? Just the same deal, just a gradual downward trend?
A gradual decrease. Our senior class was over 500, and our kindergarten class is 358, I believe, at this point. But we won't know until we see the whites of their eyes. So we're looking forward to next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we can get a firmer number.
500 is a big number, but it was also kind of an anomaly. I mean, you're kind of trending at that way, but you knew 5 years ago you were trending the other way and would be eventually.
Yep. Birth rates are dropping in Douglas County, in Washington State, even in other places around the world. And we have an affordable housing problem. So when a young family moves in, what can they afford? What can they rent? What can they buy? It's a bit of a problem right now.
75% of Becky's budget is state funded, and it's pretty much by pupil, and that's how that works. And then the rest of it is divvied up amongst, well, operations, levies, and things like that. So the state will eventually cut you a check, but all school districts are under a bit of a budgetary crunch. It's Eastmont's not alone. Everybody's in it. Federal funding during the COVID crisis is now gone. How's the budget looking as we head into the new school year?
You know, Eastmont has a strong tradition of being conservative when it comes to budgeting. We have a healthy reserve, rainy day fund. We've been told by local education officials that we're in the top percentage of folks who manage their budget well, but that doesn't come without some pretty consistent analysis and cuts when we need to. If we have a certain team with only 6 kids that try out and we're spending $3,000 on coaching for the 6 kids, do we continue to run that team or that club? So we're always making adjustments like that. What is a kind of a double whammy between the enrollment slight decline, thank goodness it's slight, is the inflationary prices that we're all paying. Our liability insurance went up $300,000 in 1 year. It's expenses like that are hitting our local taxpayers' pocketbooks and the school district as well.
I did my part. I should predicate what I'm going to say next by saying Becky and I first got together back in the fall of 2022 when the $185 million school construction bond was floated for the voters of the Eastmont School District. 51.5% roughly. It didn't pass. More people voted yes than no, but it still didn't pass.
Right.
You guys looked at it, Becky. You said, okay, let's back off a little bit. That might have been a little pie in the sky. Let's take it down to 117 million with some federal funds, and you floated it again in the spring of this year. 59.56%, just agony. Have you gotten past that yet? Where are you? I mean, I know you're an incredibly positive person and you're a tremendous educator, but that must have been one bad night.
It's going to take a few more decades for me to get over that, I think. 34 yes votes short. But Eastern Washington's real tough to pass a bond. That supermajority limits us. And we just have to listen to the will of the people. If they're not ready for it, if they're battling inflationary costs as well, then you know they're our lifeblood. So we have to listen to that. So it'll be a year or so before we go back out, and we'll probably have to make it a smaller bond even yet. But those needs in our schools didn't go away.
Yeah, as you mentioned before when we visited one time, you know, one portable is one portable too many, and Lee has more portables than school.
I think so. Yeah, and Ken is out of spaces. Our music teacher was booted off the stage because it wasn't up to fire code, so she's now in a portable. So we're literally running out of spaces. We're not growing right now, so we're running out of program-specific spaces. But we'll wait and see what the next couple of years holds.
And the Eastmont School District, geographically speaking, is big. A lot of kids ride the bus. A lot of kids ride the bus, and the transportation issues haven't changed. You still got the buses parked outside, and you're still paying outrageous for gasoline prices. Is that one of the more critical things that you think you need to address probably sooner than later, is the transportation issues?
We'll have to do something. We've talked with the board just briefly about building up our capital budget somehow. If the roof at Rock Island needs to be replaced, that's a huge check to write. So we've got to be vigilant about those absolute needs. We ran a thought exchange survey with the community after that November bond. We had almost 1,000 people respond, and the bus garage didn't resonate with a lot of our voters. The classrooms and the elementary schools that connected, athletic facilities and bus garage and things like that didn't resonate. So we shall see.
Well, I can see that to a certain extent. But as you mentioned, and this has happened a couple of times in the Eastmont School District over the last couple of years, some things just you have to fix them.
Right.
I mean, they are condemned or they are unsafe or whatever. The light posts at the stadium, they simply had to go. You could not use them anymore.
Exactly.
Things like that, and that's. You have to budget that stuff.
You do. Our visitors' bleachers, only one person has fallen through, so we removed those this summer and are putting that back. But you'd be amazed how much those things cost.
Yeah.
And we had donated labor.
Yeah, and these are things you just have to, they're coming down the pike. They're unavoidable.
Just like at your home.
Yeah, exactly. It's Wednesday as we tape this. You had the school board meeting last night, hashing through a lot of issues. But the thing that really jumped out, and this is something that's been on your radar now for a few months, is Title IX compliance, transgender athlete issues. If you go to school, you get to participate in athletics. It's part of it. We all agree extracurricular activities of any kind makes you a better student and a better person, whether it's athletics or band, or it doesn't matter what it is. Parents have raised concerns about how Title IX and transgender athletes work or don't work, and you're handcuffed in many respects. There's court cases, there's the WIAA. After last night's meeting, where are we with all of that right now?
Well, we clearly know we're not the decision makers. The WIAA governs sports, then there's state and federal law, and anybody who watched the Olympics was even kind of drawn into this conversation. But what we do know is we know our kids, and our kids should have a chance to participate in as much as they can, despite their gender. But we also need to be safe, and we need it to be fair competition. So what we know for sure is what's happening right now isn't working for all of our kids. What the final solution is, we really don't know, and that's really out of our lane as a school board and as a school district. Our community feels pretty strongly that a recent track meet in the spring was an unfair competition. That sentiment is pretty broad in the community. So we tried last night to write a letter to policymakers, everybody ranging from the WIAA to the federal policymakers. Those letters are going out today. We also passed a resolution saying that we believe in fairness, we don't believe in discrimination, all of those pieces, but this is not working. And when our kids suffer, we all suffer as a community, so it needs to be fixed.
The legislature needs to address this. I'm not saying that the school district are kicking it down the road, but as I mentioned already, you're kind of handcuffed in many respects.
It's Title IX is federal law, state law, and the WIAA follows federal and state laws. And what I learned a little bit is every administration federally has their own twist on Title IX. And so that's been interesting too. There's an injunction holding the implementation of Biden's Title IX back. But that's really just, I think, creating some breathing room while the adults figure it out or try to figure it out.
Do you think the adults can figure it out, or should the legislature say, school districts get together, write up a bill that we can vote on and get signed by whoever's going to be the governor, and maybe we can we get this all straightened out?
We'll take a solution from anybody, but we've got teaching and learning every darn day is pretty much full-time job. We haven't written much legislation as a school district, but we sure have strong relationships with our decision makers, with our elected officials, and that's what they are there for.
Do you think this is good? Here's a copy of the letter and the resolution. Do you think this is going to have any impact at all, or is it going to sit in the back of somebody's desk drawer?
Like you said, I'm an optimist, and I choose to be an optimist. I believe the board did the right thing in reflecting the beliefs of our community. That's what we know. We know our kids, we know our community, and that's what sometimes the policymakers are a little bit disconnected from. So we hope it will resonate. We certainly hope it will. I believe more school districts will probably be doing this. And so we'll see what popular opinion does to change decision makers' minds.
The concerns of the parents have merit.
Mm-hmm.
And they spoke eloquently and I don't want to say forcefully, but they certainly made their point across at the meeting a number of months ago. The communication has been always one of your strengths. They spoke their mind, but where do we go from here if nothing happens?
Right.
And nothing may happen.
Right.
We need to predicate that.
Well, the first relationship we need to preserve is with our kids, our families, and our school board and our administration. And so I think this action from last night takes us closer together. It means we heard you, and we feel it's important too. So I think that's the closest form of local control that we can get. How far it goes, I really don't know. But one note, shout out to the people of the Valley, especially in Eastmont. The night we had a packed house, there was a tremendous amount of respect for our transgender athletes and our from birth athletes, for lack of a better term. Both children that finished in that Kashmir Junior Olympics race have been getting nasty social media posts from adults, and no one wants that to happen despite what gender or what category you're running under. So our community, I was very proud of them that night.
When meetings, any public meeting ends up being name calling and people walking out and nothing gets done, if anything, you regress in making things happen in that respect.
And having that civility really helped us all hear. And we didn't have to put up our defenses. We could hear the vulnerability of everyone's ideas. It was a great night. Tough subject, but it was a great night.
I think this will eventually end up in the I mean, Title IX is a federal mandate and a much needed one. I mean, who's kidding who? I'm all in favor of Title IX. Is this eventually going to end up in the hands of the United States Congress, one way or the other? They can't just say, okay, it's up to the individual school districts, because you still have to fall under the Title IX umbrella.
Federal law trumps all.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, anyway.
Again, I'm an optimist. Maybe Congress.
Yes, you're an optimist.
Maybe they'll pull it through.
New principal at Eastmont High School, Lance Noel, wants to go back to teaching, and God bless Lance. He was just a wonderful, wonderful human being. Every time I'd see him on campus, I call him Mr. Noel. He said, "Call me Lance." I said, "I'm a near turf. It's Mr. Noel." If I see a Safeway, I'll call you Lance.
There you go.
Pretty big shoes to fill. Lance was a pretty popular guy and a very well-respected administrator and educator. Talk about the new principal who'll be taking over your flagship school.
So we love Lance, or Mr. Noel, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure I've seen a high school principal as loving and as relationship-oriented as Lance. So it will be a loss for us eventually. This year they're going to kind of co-principal, and then Lance is going to fade away and handle our ALE programs. When I visited Canyon View Group Home basically with him, which are all adjudicated youth, he knew their stories as well as he knew the star athlete stories. He has a heart for all kids, and especially kids who've hit some trouble in their lives. So he will be where he's meant to be, and it's been a great, great decision on his part. Mr. Enders comes to us from Oregon, but has worked in Ellensburg and in the state before. And I had a great conversation with him when we interviewed him, because we're both English teachers, so we got to talk authors. I'm not sure how engaged the others were, but he is a thoughtful, smart person with a lot of insights, who knows Washington State, and has signed his name on the bottom line to live in East Wenatchee after seeing, I think, 55 houses. So affordable housing and the market matters.
It does matter, and people are still moving here to the Wenatchee Valley, and they're going to continue to move here. That's not going to change. And one of the things that people look at, and I ask your counterpoint on the other side of the river, I ask Lance this. So when people come here, and this is going to be their home, we're going to put down roots. I got a job. I got a good, solid job. My wife's got a good, solid job. We're going to build careers and family. Going to be invested in the community. Going to volunteer our time. They look at schools. We got Johnny is 7 and Susie is 4, and they're going to go through the Eastmont School District. That's one of the first things that they look for is the quality of the schools. Your message to those people?
Well, I've actually studied school choice quite a bit, and in the U.S., the main way we exercise school choice is exactly that, is moving into the school district of choice. We can always do better, because we're in the human business, and until we're at 100% success rate in all the indicators of a whole child education, we won't be satisfied. But I personally can swear I'd have my child in any of the Eastmont schools. They all have different strengths, different areas to grow. We're more united in instruction and teaching and learning than we have been for years. So there's less variability. If you go to this school, you have to get this teacher. If you go to this school, you have to get this teacher. We want a guaranteed experience for all of our kids. That doesn't mean command control. That means our teachers, we're really empowering our teachers to solve instructional problems as teams.
Do you miss teaching? Do you miss being in the classroom?
I love teaching, and I love junior high kids.
Yeah. Yes, hormones run amok.
When I get out in the schools to torment children, I head most to the junior highs, because they're just, I love them.
But you get out of the office, fireplace or not, you get out of the office, and because that's where the real work is being done.
That's where the real work is. I don't think any administrator feels like they're in classes enough. It's probably all of our New Year's resolution, but that's where the action is. That's when reality hits the grand theories that we produce from district office.
And your batting average on keeping kids in school is above average, because you can pick these kids out. You find them in 9th and 10th grades early on in September and October. They're just there. They're just us warm in seats, and we got to get to these kids because they might just say, "Ah, to hell with it." But you're the professionals, not only at the high school and the Sterling level, but throughout the district. You have a keen awareness of who these kids are and how to find them and keep them going to class, and that is key, isn't it?
It's huge. We know our kids by name and strength and need, and we're trying to make sure our systems support those needs. We have a new strategic plan that about 50 community members and staff members helped with over the course of last year, and it really talks about academic competence, about a high quality instructional experience for our kids, and about student voice and engagement and cultural acceptance. So this year we have goals in each of those areas. And I'm excited about all of them, but part of our indicators in belonging is I have an adult at school that I can talk to in addition to my parents. Do I or don't I? I feel culturally accepted. I'm in extracurricular activities, and that I come to school because I'm leading the assembly. I come to school, and we'll take that. We'd like them to come for Algebra 2, but we'll take it all. And then our attendance goals fit in there as well.
There's nothing like the epiphany that a teacher and a student get at the same time, when the teacher has made the impact and the student is, I get it. Once you unlock that door, anything is possible.
That's the secret sauce. And if we think about our own teachers, we felt a connection with them. Our favorites we had a relationship with, and we learned a lot from them at the same time. So that's what we strive for in Eastmont.
And the school board's happy with it because he got an extension, and that's always good.
Go.
So,
that's always good.
Always a good thing.
Yes.
Dr. Becky Berg, from the superintendent of the Eastmont School District, thank you for joining. Have a great school year. We'll see you at the various events that we'll be covering over the course of the year. We always try and cover as much Eastmont extracurricular activities as possible. Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. And the pleasure is ours to be able to talk about our school and our kids, and we'll see you during football season.
Anytime you want to drop by and pay us a visit, Dr. Berg, we'd love to see you.
Okay, likewise. Take care.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Localtel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Always good to see Dr. Berg and the good work that she and her staff and her teachers do at the Eastmont School District. Yes, school starts next Wednesday, August 28th. Some schools will be starting on the 27th, others on the 29th, but school starts a little bit early this year because Labor Day is a little bit early this year. It's Monday, September 2nd. That's pretty early for Labor Day, but best of luck to all the kids going into school. And I mentioned this at the top of the hour. I want to mention this real quick. Today is day one of the North Central Washington Fair in Waterville. It's been going on for like 100 years, and that's good because some fairs have simply petered out or have closed up altogether. Not the fairs in our area. The Grand County Fair was a huge success. Beginning today is the NCW Fair up in Waterville. Go up there and check it out. Check out the livestock, the entertainment, the food, the carnival. It's all there. The weather is going to cooperate. It's not going to be brutally hot or brutally windy. If anything, it might be a little on the cool side. And then, of course, the weekend after Labor Day is the Chelan County Fair at the fairgrounds in Kashmir. Let's talk a little weather to head set you on your way. First of all, clouds. And a lot of them. It's August, but we're going to have temperatures hovering outside of today below normal. We're going to see temperatures, in fact, we're going to be in the 60s for the afternoon high on Saturday because we have some cool air coming in. No sunshine at all for the until we get to Sunday. So it's going to be pretty cloudy today. Slight chance of some rain. We didn't even put it there graphically because we don't think it's really going to happen. And a high of 85. That's warmer than yesterday. We only got to 78 yesterday. There's some warm air seeping up from our area from the southwest, which is why we're going to warm up a little bit. 63 for the overnight low tonight. Lots of clouds, a little wind at times, very little chance of rain. But the chance of rain goes to 40% during the day on Friday with a high of 80 degrees. And Friday night, we have a 70% chance of measurable rain. That's more than they were anticipating. We need the rain. We want the rain. A nice, cool, rainy period is just what the doctor ordered. It looks like it's going to happen Friday night and Saturday. That's it for us. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.